Before fire, before language, before history itself, humanity's ancestors left behind secrets. Secrets carved not in grand stone temples, but in simple, humble rock. These weren't just random marks. They were messages from a time we can barely imagine. Secrets so advanced, they signaled the very birth of the human mind. A revolution in consciousness that would change the planet forever. These early whispers from our ancient past tell a story of innovation, struggle, and the dawn of what it means to be human. What were they trying to tell us? What incredible knowledge did they possess that set us on the path to who we are today? The answers are waiting, etched in stone, for those willing to look. Millions of years ago, long before the first known civilizations built their pyramids and palaces, one species achieved the impossible. They didn't build cities. They didn't write laws. They built the first machine, the original technology, the tool. This single act was a monumental leap, a spark of ingenuity in the vast darkness of prehistory. How did they do it? How did a creature, seemingly just another animal in the wild, develop the foresight and skill to transform a worthless rock into an instrument of survival and power? And what power did that first flickering spark of deliberate thought truly unleash upon the world? This is the story of our genesis. The moment we stopped just existing and started creating our own destiny. Let's travel back in time. The first secret lies in the tools themselves, the very artifacts that built our intelligence. Look at the old Darwin chopper. Simple, effective, but revolutionary. It was a conscious decision to make something useful. Then, fast forward to the Acheulean Hand Axe. It's a work of art, perfectly symmetrical, balanced, and far more complex. To creatis. Our ancestors needed more than just brute force. They needed foresight, an internal blueprint, and an understanding of physics they couldn't possibly write down. They had to plan steps ahead, chipping away with precision. Some scientists argue that this very process, the complex sequence of thought and action required to shape stone, is what physically rewired our brains. It forced the evolution of our intelligence. Knowledge wasn't just learned, it was forged by hand, driven by the absolute necessity to survive and thrive. Now, imagine a world cloaked in darkness and cold. The second secret is the fire above. Mastering fire was not a small feat. It was a quantum leap. Suddenly, there was warmth in the biting cold, a circle of light to ward off the predators of the night. It meant safety. But it did more than that. Cooked food was easier to chew and digest, providing more energy to fuel a growing brain. This simple change altered our bodies, shrinking our jaws and freeing up space for our skulls to expand. It also transformed our social lives, gathering around a campfire, sharing food, and communicating. This was the birth of community. But did they just stumble upon a burning tree after a lightning strike? Or was it something more? Was the relentless need to conquer the cold and the darkness the driving force that pushed them to experiment, to fail, and to finally master the elements themselves?